Welcome viewers to the Saturday, January 21st, 2023 edition of 284 News. I am Jacka Whitting, bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. The territory recorded 2 fatal accidents within hours of each other this week. The first incident involved one male motorcyclist who was involved in a serious accident at Fort Hill, Tortola. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force confirmed that the male scooter rider succumbed following the accident, marking the territory's first road fatality for 2023. The second road fatality came just hours later following an accident on Just Van Dyke. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force confirmed the incident in a statement. It said that one male rider died in a lone vehicular collision early that morning. Investigations are ongoing. In other news, CIBC First Caribbean International Bank handed over a check valued at $51,500 to the BVI Cancer Society from the proceeds raised by the 2022 Walk for the Cure events. Kamal Haynes has more.
The official handing over ceremony took place at the bank's main hall on Thursday, January 19th, presenting the not-for-profit organization with the largest single payment that it has received to date. But the bank's branch manager, Fabian Devonish, presented the check to the president of the BVI Cancer Society, Ms. Gloria Foy, after disclosing to her for the first time the total amount raised, which surpassed the original goal of $50,000.
As you may know, the president of the BVI Cancer Society, Ms. Gloria Foy, would appear to live by the challenge, go big or go home, and encourage us to raise the target to $50,000 in 2022. I guess we took the motto and challenge on board, and thanks to the support of each and every one of you, I'm delighted to officially tell you and the BVI Cancer Society that we surpassed the goal, and I can proudly present you with a check for $51,500. This will continue to assist you with your invaluable work.
President Foy thanked all the donors involved for their collective contribution to her organization.
The year 2023 might be new, but the work that has brought us together today is not. What we are witnessing today is a culmination of months of hard work and charitable commitment from Mr. Fabian Devonish and his amazing team. On that note, please join me in a resounding round of applause in recognition and appreciation.
Well, she expressed that she is overjoyed with the relationship that has developed between CIBC FCIB and the Cancer Society over the years, stating that it has lifted the huge financial burden that her organization once faced in their fundraising efforts.
I remembered when Fabian first met with me and told me of the intentions of CIBC First Caribbean International Bank. I was happy then, but I am overjoyed now. My joy comes from the fact that since we commenced this collaboration, there has been a true partnership and a yearly increase in donations were realized. The CIBC First Caribbean International Bank team consults with the BVI Cancer Society, and if I dare say, they have taken a considerable load of worry off our heads as it relates to fundraising.
Foy said she plans on doubling the Cancer Society's efforts for 2023 as she encouraged residents who have been diagnosed with cancer to reach out to the organization for assistance if needed.
The money we are about to receive will go a long way in bringing financial support to persons facing the mountain of expenses that come with a cancer diagnosis. We did a lot last year, but we are planning to double our efforts to do more in 2023. Permit me to use this opportunity to encourage persons in the community who are diagnosed with cancer to seek support from our organization. We have been blessed with funds, and I urge persons to make their needs known by emailing us at bvicancersociety@gmail.com or by calling us at 441-0023 or 499-0022.
Ofoy says she is hopeful that the overall fundraising goal is raised to $75,000 for the year 2023. Meanwhile, Head of International Corporate Banking, Ms. Vernicia Holder, provided an outlook to the many charitable initiatives that the bank will be hosting for 2023. She confirmed that their marquee event, the Walk for the Cure, is already set in stone with an October 7th, 2023 date.
We have a draft Walk for the Cure campaign calendar for this year, and it includes Men in Pink, which will be in June, Hike for the Cure in July, Hunt for the Cure in September, or Walk for the Cure, which already has its date, and you can put this in ink in your calendar. It's on October 7th, 2023.
Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Hayes.
Meanwhile, talk show host Cromwell Smith has called for more aggressive funding for cancer prevention and treatment and the Youth Empowerment Program ahead of a Rotary Club activity seeking to donate to these causes. Focusing mainly on the issue of cancer in the territory, Smith lamented a worsening situation in which the number of cancer diagnoses made in the BVI is growing and called for investigations into the cause of this trend.
Over the last several months, we've had a lot of passings. We continue over the years, actually, and it seems to be, let me just say, persons are beginning to think that we have an environmental problem that's contributing to the development of cancer, seeing as how it's been proliferating at the rate it has been. And so we need investigations, funding to look at the environment to see where in what environment is causing the increase in cancer patients.
At the time, Smith was speaking with Mrs. Lorna Smith, representative of the Rotary Club of Tortola, on the club's Grand Affair event set to take place in March. Proceeds from the event will be donated towards funding and improving cancer prevention and treatment and the expansion of YEP. Responding to the talk show host, Lorna Smith shared similar sentiments on the need to investigate suspicions that environmental factors are contributing to the prominence of cancers in the BVI.
You can't really do very much in terms of improving your services unless you have data. So we should know, I'm not saying that we're going to put our money into that kind of a research right now. But as far as possible, we should know whether there is evidence of this what our suspicions are.
And with that, we take a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hon, it's asking for your password.
Huh?
You were logged out. I need the password.
BR.
What's the rest?
BRANDI, the number 4, EVER?
Who's Brandy?
We're like the password that isn't your ex-girlfriend's name. CG Insurance. Good like that.
I should have changed it.
You should have.
You're right.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Welcome to the It's that time for the NFL playoffs every weekend with CCT Live, showing every game on CBS, NBC, ABC, and ESPN, including the Super Bowl. Sign up for CCT Live today.
There's no game like this game! Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and ask about a 1-month free trial to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home. It feels good.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Former Speaker of the House Julian Willock has alleged that his recent probe on suspicion of human trafficking is linked to suspicions that he abused his authority while serving as Speaker of the House of Assembly. More in this report.
Willock made a claim while appearing as a guest on Tola Radio's Reggae 360 on Wednesday, January 18th. In a statement sent to the media last week, Willock confirmed that he was detained and released without charges after being investigated on suspicion of human trafficking for visa waivers he obtained over the years. Speaking on the subject, Willock said he has been obtaining visa waivers years prior to his appointment as Speaker.
Say that it was way back since 2014 that we were receiving visa waivers under the policy, whether it was for friends of mine in transit in the BVI, whether it was people coming in for a short term associated with my company, whether it was friends of mine coming to spend some time, whatever it was, we have been receiving visa waivers from 2014 up until 2022. And it had nothing to do with me being Speaker, no abuse of power, because I was getting visa waivers even before I was the Speaker. So to even suggest that I was using my power as Speaker to get some special privilege. And the policy on visa waiver is clear. There's an outline of how one obtains a visa waiver. So it's not anything that you just go willy-nilly and just get a visa waiver.
Willock also revealed that it was alleged that he only received the visa waivers during his tenure as Speaker because of his parliamentary position.
That's one of the things they were trying to suggest, that I only got these visa waivers because I was a Speaker. I don't know what special power I have as the Speaker, as the Speaker, to get visa waivers. The fact of the matter is, I believe, looking back, we got our first visa waiver under Elton George's. I think it was a friend of mine who was coming from a country that needed visa, and they wanted to be in transit through the BVI. I think they were on their way to Antigua, and I applied for a visa waiver for them so they could be in transit and spend some time with me. So we've been getting a visa waiver over the years for different reasons.
The former Speaker said the probe is part of a wider plot by the United Kingdom government, adding that the people of the territory can see through the scheme.
The Virginians are fully awake. They see what's going on. They see the plot to destabilize the country. They see the plot to go after those who are fighting for their freedom. But I will leave that there.
Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
Minister for Health and Social Development, Honorable Marlon Penn, believes that President of the BVI Football Association, Mr. Andy Bickerton, should be amongst the next set of nominees to receive the Order of the British Empire Award. More in this report.
Honorable Penn made the announcement while speaking at the official opening ceremony for the BDO Limited Primary and Secondary Schools Football League recently. But the Order of the British Empire is awarded to individuals who make a great impact in their line of work, which often include fields such as the arts and sciences, work with charitable and welfare organizations, and in the public service. Bickerton has been the president of the BVI Football Association for approximately 17 years, serving in 1991 to 1996, 2000 to 2002, and from 2011 to present, and has contributed to the discipline of football in the territory for nearly 4 decades. Minister Penn acknowledged Bickerton's commitment and contributions to the sport and called on Governor His Excellency John Rankin to consider the football president when nominating the next set of individuals for the Order of the British Empire Award.
And while I have the governor here with us, if there's anybody, governor, who I believe is fitting of an OBE, is Mr. Bickerton. He's given the work, he's given the sacrifice personally, monetary or otherwise, for this sport and for the people of this territory, and I think he needs to be recognized and commended for his efforts.
Penn also announced that the soon-to-be completed world-class football facility in Greenland East End is in its final stage.
For me, I am elated to be here as a District 8 representative, and we call Eastern Law the home of football in this territory. We've made some commitments through the government and through BVIFA Football Association, where we have one of the first of its kind of public-private partnership, where we built a facility in the Eastern Law community. And I'm happy to report that we're now in the final phases of that facility's development, where we now hopeful by the end of January we'll finalize the tenders for the stadium of that facility to be officially the home of football in this territory. The government of Virginia has committed well over $1 million+ on that facility and the sport in general. And I want to commend Andy Bickerton for his effort, for his drive to get the funding through BVIFA Football Association to create the facility and opportunities for the young people in our territory.
Meanwhile, President Bickerton showed appreciation to the primary and secondary school teachers who were present at the ceremony. He encouraged them to take part in an upcoming program being offered by CONCACAF, which is geared towards training teachers on how to referee.
We really appreciate your involvement in supporting this program and looking after the children. But I would also like to say for teachers, there is an opportunity because we're working really hard at the FA on qualifying more referees in the sport, because we have an 11-man national league and we need 5 officials at each game. There is a match fee for those, all of those officials, and we are running a program in liaison with CONCACAF in the next month to teach people refereeing. So there's a wonderful opportunity if you're interested to follow through and help us with that. The obvious starting place is would be in the schools league, because in the schools league there's no pressure, whereas in the adult football obviously there is more pressure.
Reporting for Twit4 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
4 dogs at the center of recent attacks on persons and livestock were euthanized last weekend following an order by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. More in this report.
The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force confirmed the operation in a statement to the media on Monday, January 16th, stating that the latest dog attack, which was reported, occurred in Pleasant Valley on Saturday. While they said, and I quote, "A neighbor's dog entered an adjacent property and bit the foot of a guest of the property owner. The property owner reported that the dog, which is unregistered, had been seen off-leashed in the neighborhood and had been on his property in the past." Where the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force continued, the owner of the dog was subsequently reported for having an unregistered dog and warned of prosecution in relation to injuries sustained to the victim, end quote. The police said the other 3 dogs were also unregistered and belonged to a Seacoast Bay resident. On several occasions, the 3 dogs were reported to have killed livestock in the area, in addition to attacking and injuring tenants who reside on the dog owner's property. While following the incident, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is reminding residents of their responsibility to secure their dogs to prevent them from endangering members of the public or livestock. While they said, and I quote, "Well, the Pounds and Livestock Bans Act 2004 makes provision for any animal found straying in a public place or trespassing on any private land to be captured and impounded. But the Dogs, Prevention of Injury to Persons, Livestock and Poultry Act 2001 further states that officers are in the right to destroy, either by shooting or put down in some other manner, which will cause as little pain as possible, any dangerous dog," end quote. But the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force also reminded all dog owners that they must register their dogs with the Department of Agriculture and place the ID registration tags on the collar of the dog. Reporting for Twit4 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
We now take a word from our sponsors. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
That's out. That's 6. That's out.
With worldwide medical coverage and affordable premiums, we're like a home match that isn't played at your actual home. CG Insurance. Good like that.
My turn. Oh, come on, guys.
Father Jesus,
Not learning along like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun to people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. In this segment, we take a look at some of the sporting achievements being made by the BVI's young athletes. Local BVI athletes opened up the track and field season with a number of solid performances for their respective colleges in the United States last weekend. Let's check out more in this report.
Representing Montverde Academy, star athlete Adeja Hodge in her first indoor event stormed to victory in the 55-meter sprint with a time of 6.90 seconds. Well, Hodge returned in the 60-meter event to place second with a time of 7.24 seconds, marking the second fastest all-time BVI indoor mark behind retired local athlete Tahisha Harrigan Scott's 7.09 seconds from 2008. Also making the BVI proud for the University of South Florida was freshman Jaleel Kroll, who after running 6.79 seconds in his 60-meter collegiate prelims debut, returned with a 6.74 second time to tie his school's record and to win the Jimmy Carnes Invitation in Gainesville. For New Mexico Junior College, freshman Kaiba Dawson won his 200-meter heat in his indoor debut in 21.84 seconds. But that time was the 13th best clocked at the indoor Texas Tech Corky Classic. Dawson also performed his field event, cutting the sand with 7.44 meter leap to place second. Meanwhile, Northwestern State's Jaimon Gums opened up his shot put season with a winning putt of 17.44 meters at the indoor Texas Tech Corky Classic, while his twin brother Diamante tossed 16.08 meters to place 8th, and in weight throw he heaved 16.82 meters to finish 9th. Well, in more track news, local Josh Hill ran a personal best time of 47.70 seconds in the 400 meters to place 4th for his University of Texas at El Paso Miners. For the Northern Iowa Area Community College, Bruce Higgins placed 3rd in his 60-meter preliminary race with 7.33 seconds. While also competing in her first event of the season was North Dakota State's Akila McMaster, who ran 26.31 seconds in the 200-meter event. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
A quadruple of goals from VG United was enough to uproot league leaders Sugar Boys FC to hand them their first defeat of the season in the Virgin Gorda Derby at the Recreation Grounds last Sunday. The details in this report.
VG United led the game 4-1 into added time at the end of the 90 minutes after goals from Sheldon Harry, Thomas Albert, Adrian Adams, and Sheldon Tony in the 35th, 60th, 77th, and 89th minute respectively. But despite the comfortable lead into the extra time for VG United, Sugar Boys silenced the crowd with 2 quick back-to-back goals as the game ended 4-3. The goals for Sugar Boys came from their new signing Oral Perry in the 44th minute, while the 2 late strikes came from Oswald Holder in the 91st and Darryl Redhead in the 97th minute. VG United's manager Jermaine Abrams commended his team following the victory, when he said, and I quote, "It was a very good game and a much needed victory to boost our confidence for the rest of the season. We are very still in the hunt for the title with this win. They scared us a bit as we switched off at the end, but overall, I'm happy with the way we played, end quote. Well, speaking on Sugar Boys FC first loss was Captain Redhead, who said, and I quote, "It's a game they will remember for a long time. They came out and showed they wanted the victory more than us. They did not let us play our game. We could not play like we wanted to, and their younger talent put them on top," end quote. But meanwhile, in the other games, the Rebels FC trashed Old Madrid FC in an 8-1 gold fest. Well, manager Lennon Ordain commended his team for the victory, stating that the team knew what they were supposed to do from the beginning of the game. Well, he said, and I quote, "We went in and executed, played a lot of possession football, and when we lost it, we made sure we recovered in a matter of a few seconds. We could have scored almost 15 goals, but it was still an epic performance by new signing Primo, and both Johari Lacey and Jamal Prentice, our two national team players, are top scorers in the National League," end quote. Well, in the Wolves versus Panthers fixture, the two sides battled to a 4-4 draw, with both teams going 2 goals up before the points were shared. Prevel Assen and John Samuel put Panthers 2 goals up before Marcus Robinson pulled one back on the cusp of halftime to open the door for the Wolves. Rush Broderick and Noel Maxwell then put Wolves up 3-2 before teammate Hugo Costa Liziaro made it 4-2 to widen the gap. However, Kernizan Chrisley pulled one back for the Panthers before Ezra Allen, saving the best for last, scored a stunning equalizer in the 2nd minute of added time at the end of the game. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's newscast. Thank you again for tuning in. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I am Jacko Whitting and I will see you again next week. Have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
It's that time for the NFL playoffs every weekend with CCT Live, showing every game on CBS, NBC, ABC, and ESPN, including the Super Bowl. Sign up for CCT Live today.
There's no game like this game!
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and ask about a 1-month free trial to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.